How goes Amish Shredheads? Welcome to Q&A number 21. Today we got a lot of great questions and I want to answer them all. I'm here at the desk. Yes, the beautiful desk. And let's answer some questions. The first one comes from Texas Hill Country Custom Homes. Great name. I like that. I hope, are you a business? Are you doing something? Yeah, I think you, okay, this is on the tube amps versus modelers versus solid state amp video. And this is not the first one. There's a second one coming. Yes, it's gonna have better audio. Yeah, I think you're right on about the tube preamp with a solid state amp for live. I came to the same conclusion after years of trying all different types of amp. I use tube amps at home, but solid state for live with tube preamps. I like modelers for at-home jamming, just for fun at times as well. Good topic. Yeah, about the solid state with the tube preamp, it's just the best of both worlds. Solid state is just very consistent, reliable. They're just consistent, reliable amps. And the tube preamp, they just sound good. They don't sound as good as a full tube amp with the roaring power tube stages and all that stuff, but the preamp sounds good, and you really don't need the power. I don't know. It's a compromise. It's reliability with good enough sound with the hybrid method where you have a solid state amp and the tube amp preamp, and it's really light as well. It's like the tube amp I got is like 9 million pounds. I don't want to bring that to a gig live. And the last thing you want is your amp breaking before you play a gig. I have nightmares about playing gigs where I'm just like, things are not going right whatsoever. And if you played enough gigs, you will know things just come out of the ether to destroy your confidence when it comes to playing, destroying the live gig. I've had some crazy things just happen to me that have never happened before on a gig, and it's you want as little things going wrong as possible. So I think solid state with a tube preamp works extremely well, and you don't have, that's one less thing to worry about, which is what I really like a lot. Okay, next one we got. Okay, this is by Bronson. Right Wolf on my top 10 Ozzy Osbourne songs. He says, here's my list. He says, Here for You, Black Rain, number 10. Number 9, The Almighty Dollar, Black Rain. Lay Your World on Me, Black Rain. 7, I Don't Want to Stop, Black Rain. He really likes Black Rain. 6, Not Going Away, Black Rain. I Don't Know, Blizzard of Oz. Flying High Again, Diary of a Madman, yes. 3, Over the Mountain, Diary of the Madman. Bark at the Moon, Bark at the Moon. 1, Crazy Train, yes, Crazy Train, Blizzard of Oz. Black Rain was a great album. I bought that specifically because of Gus G. It was cool to see Ozzy get a different guitarist. I like all the Ozzy guitarists. I like Randy Rhoads, Zakk Wylde, and Gus G. They were all great. They all had their own distinctive sound, and they were all amazing. But I specifically bought Black Rain because of Gus G. And it sounded great, and it was a nice, refreshing take. There were, what was it? I Don't Want to Stop was probably the most pop Ozzy song I've ever heard in my life, but it was really extremely catchy. Like, I heard that song once and I couldn't stop thinking about that song. It was stuck in my head for like 9 weeks. Great little album. I like it a lot. And yeah, the first ones you talk about here, the classics, I lost it. Okay, here we go. The classics, Flying High Again, amazing song. I love that song. I Don't Know, great song. Over the Mountain, I really like, I don't know, the riff on Over the Mountain is just beautiful. Same with the solo. Bark on the Moon, great stuff. Jake E. Lee, awesome guitar player. Crazy Train. It's just extremely memorable. What can I say? Ozzy is the man. He makes some great songs. And yeah, keep going with Ozzy. Okay, so next one we have the, this is on the MG 15 amp video. This is by my buddy Valentine with 3 E's. Hey, I'm a beginner looking for my first amp ever, and I'm torn between the MG15G and the Orange Crush 12. Though, if it's worth it, I can get an Orange Crush 20 RT. What do you think? I live in a small town in Chile, so there aren't a lot of options. Haha. I like both of them. I think they both sound amazing. If you can get the Orange 20, I would suggest that because it has a bigger speaker and you're going to get a fuller sound out of it. I use the Orange Crush 12 every day. Don't know if you can see this or not, but I use this for practicing and it works extremely well. It's got a great sound to it. It's a beautiful amp and it just sounds great. And the Marshall is the same way. It sounds great. It's got that British classic gain sound to it. And it's solid state, so it's not like, I don't know, it's not the best sound in the world like a tube amp or anything like that, but it's extremely good for practicing. Oh, my camera went out, so let's continue on with this camera. It is a great little amp and you're gonna have fun with it. It's good. Got to get back on track, back into the talking because the camera went out. And no matter which amp out of those 3 you're going to get, you're going to like them because they all rock and they're all good. So, yeah, options. You have options. They're all great. Okay, lastly, we got Chris Lake. He says, and this is on the Jim Root Telly video, he says, hey Dustin, the Fender site says that the guitar ships with 9 to 42 strings on it, but if I were to drop the tuning to B or even lower, I would imagine it requires much heavier gauge strings. Does that mean I would have to file the nut slot to accommodate the bigger strings? I don't think you have to. I think if you go over size 12, maybe. I've never went over 11. Even when I went to 11, I had no problems, and I was in C standard, but it felt like E standard to me when I was down that low. Right now, these are 8s. I got 8s on these, and this is in just E standard, and they work really, really well. I don't think you're going to have to play around with a nut slot too well. I never did. As long as you're not going past 12, you should be pretty much fine. But yeah, this guitar rocks for standard, it rocks for low tunings, it rocks for anything you want. This is just a good solid guitar. It's worth buying. Check it out on the Fender, a little shop you may not have heard about before. Fender is made by this guy named Leo Fender back in the day, and nobody has heard about it. No, it's kind of small, but it's pretty good. So check it out. Solid guitar. It's definitely worth the money. I bought this off eBay used. I like to buy guitars used because honestly, I kind of don't care too much about it being fresh and new. I kind of like my guitars to have like scratches and be slightly used. I also like the discount. I bought this like half off more or less. I think these for retail go for about $1,200, but I bought this around $600 and it's been an amazing guitar for me. And it's just very solid. Works really well. And thank you for the question, comment, answer, what have you. And that's all the questions we have for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Oh, leave a like on the video, and let me know if you have any comments or questions down below. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.